The orchards here were started by King George in the 1930s, and we're carried on that tradition, still growing apples in the same place. The skill of picking apples for juice is to time it just right, so that the apple is mature enough to have that flavour, but it's not so soft that there isn't much juice left in it. And so the timing is always critical. They're picked and then they're put into a cold store until they're just ready. The apples, as you saw them being picked, they're carted down here, stored a little while in the cold store. Then they come to this lovely converted barn, original Norfolk barn, and they're pressed, bottled up here and stored here and ready for sale. The pulp that's left over after the apples, all the juice has been taken out of the apple, comes out into the trailer here, and there you go, the red polled cows get a tasty feast at the end of it all. We do about 10 boxes, 10 big crates full of apples a day. That makes that one trailer full, and that will last the cows for a couple of days.
We have 8 different varieties of apple, starting with earlies, which is Discovery, Katie, Worcester Pearmain, Laxton's Fortune, Cox's Orange Pippin, Egremont Russet, Howgate Wonder and Bramley. The apples arrived and they're put on bin tipper and tipped up, and then they go into the water bowl as they're washed as they're being processed. There's an auger kicks in and pushes the apples through a cheese grater to put it into a pomace. The juice, the pulp then drops into the trough, and then compressed air pushes the juice out into the tray at the bottom of the machine. And there's a float system which cuts in when the tray is full and pumps the juice up to the 1500 litre tanks upstairs, and then that's held there overnight. The only thing we add to the juice is half a gram of vitamin C to stop discoloration, and so that's left there overnight, and then next morning that's bottled. So the next morning we hook up to the bottling machine. It's then bottled and then dropped into the pasteurisers, held at 72 degrees for 20 minutes. This is to kill the bacteria, stops it fermenting, and then the tops are tightened and then stored until we're required for labelling. Usually on average 2,500 bottles a day when we're in full production, and it's usually over 100,000 large wine 750ml bottles and 25,000 the smaller types 250ml. We sell one of the main supply Waitrose, designated stores at Waitrose. We also supply the garden parties at Buckingham Palace and Holyrood. Windsor Farm Shop, our own visitor centre at Sandringham, and various farm shops around the county.
This is a field called the Breck, and it's a huge orchard here, about 65 acres. And this is the area where the public come and park their cars for the pick your own. And it's a very popular thing that happens once a year. People come from all over the country and they pick their apples to store for the winter. It's a bit of a dying trade, but we're trying to encourage more families and young people to come and do the same thing, because we've got really good quality fruit here. It'd be a shame to see it wasted. We use a lot for juice, but there's still plenty left for everybody else to come and help themselves.